What are you doing, Tilly? Hmm? You being a good girl? Yeah. There's somebody over there? Oh, there. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another video. How's everyone doing? Um, Welcome to my 9 current subscribers, which I know it doesn't sound like much, but I'm pretty proud of it, actually. I've been trying to do this without accessing my social media. And what I mean by that is not sending this to all of my Facebook friends, because uh, I'm not steering this for that reason. I'm not trying to have subscribers. I am absolutely trusting that the universe will find the right hands for this video, the right eyes. So um, I'm just going to keep going at the pace I'm going and see what happens. And I trust it. I honestly do. Like when I had my awakening, I shouldn't say it that way because I'm in the middle of my awakening. When I had my 3-day enlightenment, which is different. The enlightenment is when you're done awakening, you're completely awake. There's no more work to do. And I had that for 3 days, like I described before. So uh, I'm still trying to figure out exactly why it happened that way. But it has something to do with me showing people how to do this. I believe that. I think that's my whole purpose, is to show people the illusion that's sitting in front of them, give them practical ways to navigate it and wake up themselves. And I mean, I'm not super pleased with my choices of the way I did this. That'd be my higher self I'm talking to, but I'm sure at the end, when this is all over, I'll be happy about it. So anyway, so today my sister and her daughters and my brother-in-law left, took their campers. It was sad. We know been spent a couple days with us. We went fishing. We got some fish. We actually have enough for a meal tomorrow, so we are successful. And to be honest, I was struggling a little bit today. I was on such a high over the last 3 or 4 days that any little drawback into the matrix makes you feel like crud. So, I got some news that some people in my life are struggling financially, more than just a few of them. There's quite a few. It seems like half of this place is struggling financially, and to be honest, so am I. That's what happens when you don't go to work for a while. So, and I refuse to be part of that rat race anymore. So, like I said, I to clarify this, I'm not really struggling financially, but I'm not making any progress. I'm going to be withdrawing from my financial buffer that I have. So, now I know this place is an illusion. I know it's part of the game, and I honestly feel 100% it's their part of their story. It's part of the story that makes those people awaken. They need, like myself, when I explained my rock bottom in video 2. You got to get there. You got to get to where there's only up from there, and it's not a fun way. Like, holding on to that is the worst possible thing, and it's a terrible experience. It's scary until you get it. So I got drawn a little bit into it. I mean, I know it's a game and everything, but when it's your loved ones and it's your friends and it's people you care about, it's really hard to separate the two of them. So anyway, that's what I was doing today. But I had a little bit of a I don't know what you'd call it, a reawakening. I sat down and I thought about it clearly, and I got my head straight again, you know. Like, the whole goal here is to awaken from the matrix completely. I'm not playing the game anymore. I don't want to play this game. There's levels to this game. There's the completely asleep, and then there's realizations of different levels of dark versus light, let's say, or high vibe versus low vibe, if you want to call it that way. I won't go into details about it. It sounds conspiratorial and all of that stuff, but I don't care about any of that stuff, because we've all played both sides of that game. It's still just part of the game. What you want to do is wake up from the game, from the entire illusion, which means I'm not playing anymore. So I'm not there, but I do know what that feels like. It is possible, but at least for 3 days. Anyway, so what I wanted to talk about today was yesterday or 2 days ago. Yesterday I talked about Tesla, and kind of a little lighter video. And I want to talk about more practical things and more things that anyone with any amount of money can do. And the first thing that you need to understand is how the soul inhabits this body. So when I had my 3-day enlightenment journey, Christ consciousness for 3 days, I saw colors for the first time. So first off, my higher self, it compelled me and showed me how to meditate. Meditation is very important, and I'll talk about that probably in the next video. It's critical, actually. You can't do anything without it, but you need to learn how to meditate, and it's not as hard as people think it is. I can give you some practical tips. But when I did, it showed me how to meditate, compelled me how, and showed me, and I saw things in my mind's eye and my third eye that were realer than anything that I've ever seen on this realm. I mean, for example, I saw the most brilliant indigo light that I've ever seen in my life, highlighting a pyramid with a white column of energy bursting out the top of it. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, and I haven't been able to see anything like that yet, or since. But anyway, I saw the color, those colors. Now, if you understand Hinduism and Buddhism, they speak of chakras. In Christian theology, we speak of the soul. They're the same thing. What you're looking at when you see those colors, if you get to see those colors, is your soul, your energy body, inhabiting this body, which is basically being puppeted, or it's an avatar for the higher self, for the soul. So remember, I spoke of the monkey mind and the conscious mind. Well, the conscious mind needs to sit somewhere. It needs some way to physically control this body, right? So the way I like to envision it is a column of light, and it expands outward as it goes up. Now, this is just for conceptualizing, but if you look at any of the Hindu texts or Buddhism, they'll explain this much better than I can. But my point is, it's a column of light or energy that's beaming down into this body and being funneled, and then inhabiting the body and being used to animate it for the higher self to have a way to be in the driver's seat. So we're just not animals running around doing animal things. Now, I came at this independently. Well, not really, I guess, but my higher self showed it to me. But after I had my enlightenment, I went on to start learning this stuff, and I started doing activations, as I spoke of yesterday in the Tesla. And when I was doing one of these activations, not knowing any of this stuff existed, I hadn't learned about chakras or anything at that point, I did an activation, and it started, it was like an energy clearing activation where it was supposed to align all the chakras, and it went from, I believe, from bottom to top, and that's not all the chakras, by the way, but it went from bottom to top, and at each stop of the 7 chakras, which you should learn about, there's a specific color associated. So the root chakra would be red, and then it's the sacral, which is orange, and then the solar plexus, which is yellow, heart chakra green, high heart chakra turquoise, and that's not part of the 7, and throat chakra is a bright blue, and then your third eye is purple, and then the crown is white. I saw all of these, every color, during this activation. Then I learned about the chakras. No religious input, no outside influence, other than it showed me first, then I learned about them. So if that doesn't prove that they exist, I don't know what does. Now, I realize not everybody can see the colors. A lot of people can only see white. They just see the energy moving through their energy field. And that's fine, but I swear on my mother's grave that I was shown the colors before I learned about the colors. So, these systems, this system that animates our body that I spoke of, the puppet strings, this system can get blocked, and does get blocked very easily, actually. It's so again, during my enlightenment compelled motion thing, where I was learning how to be a spiritual being, I was shown there's pain nodes. So as the energy column comes down into your body, it spreads outward as well into these nodes, which I later found out what they were called. But I just called them nodes because they were like little spots on your body where you push and be pain. And my higher self showed me how to clear them. This is energy work, right? You're pushing, the pain is, there's a blockage in the energy in your body. You've put a little bit of pressure on it, put your intention on it, and move the energy out of there. Now, I was compelled to do this over my entire body, and I was very surprised at how many pain nodes there were in your body. I was completely riddled with these. It was making me impossible for me to be comfortable in any way. But I have none now because I've cleared them all. So it makes you feel 10 times younger. So this system can get blocked by anything. So anything low vibrational. So as I spoke of yesterday and every video before this, the chemicals in our environment, most of them that aren't natural, are causing this. They're low vibration chemicals. If you think of the entire system as vibration, those are low vibration. We're trying to be high vibration. You put them in your body, they cause issues. They lower it in very specific spots where a chemical will get lodged in your system, your actual physical body. And what about social media or doom scrolling, as they like to call it? It's the same thing. That might even be worse. That's mental energy, but it's also negative. It's also, no, nothing is negative. There's no positive and negative. It's high and low. That's it. So it's a low vibration, low density, and where you're putting your attention is you will consume it, either mentally or physically. So, and then emotionally, we have the emotional body. As Eckhart Tolle calls it, it's the pain body. So that's plugged up too, but that's like trauma healing. So we'll get to that eventually, but I've done plenty. So all of this low vibration stuff in our system is causing a problem. So what can you do about it? Unless you're lucky enough, I guess you'd say, like me, and you're shown by your higher self and compelled to do it and learn about it, the next step is to find a Reiki practitioner. Again, during this 3-day enlightenment period, I was compelled to contact a person my sister knew, And by chance, I actually, she knew 2 people who did Reiki. I immediately knew instinctually that I needed to have it done. I had severe blockages, and I messaged Christine. The first person didn't feel right, intuition to me. She messaged her, it wouldn't work out. The second person immediately responded and was able to come to my sister's place and perform Reiki on me the next day. Like, synchronicities. Anyway, she has since become a very good friend of ours. We talk to her all the time, Amanda and myself, and her husband as well. They're very special people to us, and Jamie and Jeff. And what she does is move energy. She's trained to do it. She's a natural healer, but she's been trained extensively in Reiki as well as auricular acupuncture, which is also another extremely powerful modality. So she was able to do a little bit of work. She can only do so much, but she moved a lot of the energy in my body, and I felt amazing. The next day, I have never been able to touch my toes, other than a year when I did Kung Fu back when I was about 20 years old, and I got my flexibility, worked on it extensively, and then as soon as I stopped, I couldn't do it. But I've never been able to touch my toes other than that year, and the next day I could touch my toes. So all of that energy that she moved out of me, or at least aligned it so it could flow out of me, released a lot of tension in my muscles and my tendons and everything. And I was, the next day I could touch my toes, and I've been able to ever since. I started doing yoga as well. So this is the next step. This is what you need to do. You have to have Reiki performed. Now, if you can't afford Reiki, Reiki is moving energy. It is possible to learn this. It's not that hard to do, especially at the lower levels. And I always, every day, clear my energy chakras, and I channel energy from above my crown chakra in through my entire body, and I clear and align my chakras myself. And I learned to do this on YouTube. It's not that hard. So, if you have a major blockage that's related to trauma, that's going to be hard to move. You're going to need to do some work for that. But if and when your body is aligned, clear of most of the problems, this is when you want to do the maintenance yourself. And the auricular acupuncture can help clear some of that trauma. It's been very, very helpful for Amanda. So we'll go more into that because it's extremely important, and but at a later date. But for now, get Reiki done, learn how to clear energies yourself and move them. And I think that's where we'll stop today. So tomorrow, I need to talk about grounding. So that's very important and also extremely affordable. So that'll be tomorrow's video, as well as some sort of lesson like I try to do today, explaining how the system works. So that's the way these videos have been being structured, and I'm kind of enjoying it. Yeah, I think that's it for today. I'm at a new spot. I just drove the other direction, and I found this beautiful little public park that's here. I was going to take a video outside, and then it's black flies. So mosquitoes at the last place and black flies at this place. But anyway, we had a beautiful day here. It's overcast, but there's no bad days at the campground. So I think I'll go for a swim, and we'll call it there. I hope this video finds you well. I love you all, and we'll see you tomorrow.